How does it feel to be the first Arab driver in Formula One? Let's ask him.
And it's huge to be the first ever. I just feel so much more love and attention from the Middle East people, North Africa. So I think it's just awesome.
That's Isack Hadjar, one of the fastest rising talents in motorsport. And to understand how big this is, you not only need to understand the sport, but the driver too. This is Game Theory, where sport is more than just a game. Born in Paris to Algerian parents, Hadjar started racing in 2012, the traditional way, karting, at 7 years old. And he rose through the ranks pretty fast, winning races in France, then across Europe. By 2019, at just 14, he was already stepping into single-seaters with French F4. And 3 years later, after proving himself in F3 and F2, he caught the eye of Red Bull Racing, joining their junior program. From there, Hadjar climbed every rung of the junior ladder, including F3 wins, F2 victories, and F1 was just around the corner. Then it happened. He made his Formula One debut for Red Bull's sister team Racing Bulls at the 2025 Australian Grand Prix and crashed out on the formation lap before his first race even began. But hey, it's all about the comeback, right? A few months later, Hadjar delivered one of the biggest statements a rookie can make. His first F1 podium, finishing third at the Dutch Grand Prix. A podium in your rookie season? Almost nobody does that, but you know who has? Former world champions including Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. Just saying. And while he's making history on the track, the sport itself is being reshaped off it. Let's zoom out for a second. Formula One has been dominated by European drivers, teams and money since its inception in 1950. But that's changing, driven by a surge of influence and investment from Arab nations, especially the Gulf countries. Bahrain hosted its first Grand Prix in 2004, the UAE in 2009, and then Saudi Arabia and Qatar hosted in 2021. But now they're not just hosting Grand Prix, they're owning teams. Qatar's Sovereign Wealth Fund announced in 2024 that it would be acquiring a stake of around 30% in the Audi F1 team. Media estimates on that deal, hundreds of millions of dollars. In Bahrain and the UAE, their sovereign wealth funds have taken full ownership of McLaren Racing, valuing it at more than $4 billion. And it's not just teams. Some of F1's biggest sponsors are in the Gulf, like Saudi Arabia's Aramco. They have naming rights with Aston Martin, a deal worth over $75 million a year. And the president of the FIA, Formula One's governing body, is Emirati. But here's the kicker. Despite the inroads by Gulf nations since the early 2000s, none of that investment has been visible on the grid. There's never been a single Arab driver in the entire history of F1 until Hadjar. So when he pulls on his helmet, he's not just carrying his own ambition. Yes, he may represent France officially, but his journey is about something deeper, and that's representing the Arab diaspora.